Hey, guess what? It's Saturday. Today is Saturday, November 14th, week 46 of 2020. We've had a pretty mellow week, but it's been good. Hope yours has been too. Week started off on Sunday the 8th. We had a nice day, went to church that morning and had a great treat. A friend of Brian's, Alex, his parents made homemade tamales and he was able to bring some of them over to our house. They were so good. Homemade tamales, can't beat them. We hadn't had tamales that good since we lived in Texas. On Monday the 9th, Ben started back to his 4 days in school. Before that, he'd been doing just 2 days classroom, Thursdays and Fridays, and the rest of them at home. Now he does every day except for Wednesday. He says he really likes that. He had been missing actually being in classroom with friends, and in particular, he gets to see his best friend Declan. They're in class actually for the first time they're in a class together, even though they've been going to the same school for a while. Zach talked to me on Monday and said he's decided he wants to go to school. He's going to go and learn diesel tech work at OTC here in town, and he starts that in January. These days, people typically don't have just one career. Many people start off doing something and then end up moving on to something else. And so we told him it's just best to just have a skill. Find something that you like, even if it's just a little bit. We just encouraged him to go gain some education, learn something that he can use in life. So maybe it's just his first career. That's okay. To have a skill and to have education, like my grandfather always told me, he said, "Joe, education is something that they can never take away from you." And that's so true. So this week I was watching some videos from a guy named Eris. I could try and pronounce his last name, but it's Greek and I'm sure I would get it wrong. I'll put a link to his channel here. He's basically just trying a whole bunch of different creativity. He's really enjoying what he's doing, but he had a post the other day that was basically just saying, what do people like? What do people enjoy on my channel? You know, give me some feedback. I found myself giving him feedback of just saying, keep doing what you're doing and keep enjoying what you're having fun with. People want to see us having fun, and that got me thinking about, why don't we have more fun as adults? Why do we think that adulting means that we stop playing? People can have all sorts of talents and things like that, but if they're not having fun and if they're not visibly enjoying what they're doing, then we tend to not want to watch it. We tend to not want to tune in. There are creative people on YouTube that I love to watch, and it's not necessarily because of their video skills or their technical skills or anything like that. The ones that I love to watch, and it seems like a lot of people do, are the ones that see the whole world as a playground. When we do that, when we see everything around us as something that could be interesting, that's interesting to enjoy alongside them. At least that's been my experience. So that got me thinking about wanting to do things that are simple and fun, allowing us to be kids again. You know, maybe I'm the only one that has fallen for the myth that when you grow up you have to stop playing. You know, why don't I give myself permission to go swing on a swing set? I think that the more we allow ourselves to just play a little, the more we're going to enjoy life. And it doesn't have to be something expensive. You don't have to go out and buy a fancy car to allow yourself to play. Although a fancy car would be kind of nice, sort of. I think I might drive too fast. But it doesn't have to be super expensive to have fun. I mean, we can have fun just like Ben and I today. I haven't gotten to Saturday yet. I haven't gotten past Monday yet. Ben and I were cutting out snowflakes today, just for fun, Christmas type of thing, the thing we like to do together. That's childlike, and it's fun, and we enjoy it. And honestly, is it even really childlike? No, it's just simple pleasure. I want to explore more ways of just enjoying simple pleasures in life. So as I was thinking about that on Tuesday, I thought about this song by Chris Rice called Kids Again. It's basically, you know, get outside and play and ride your bike. You know, just get out there and be kids again. It's a great song. I'll put a link to it here in the description of this video. Wednesday the 11th was Veterans Day. A great big thank you to all of you veterans out there, like my friend Paul, my brother-in-law Carter, and I shouldn't have started listing off names because I will forget the most important ones. Of course, my grandfather, both my grandfathers were vets. I appreciate Veterans Day and it makes me kind of wish that I'd taken time to be in the military when I was younger. I think maybe if I had done that, I might have gotten over some of my maturity challenges earlier than I did. Not that immaturity is a bad thing. I mean, I do have here the Encyclopedia of Immaturity, but that's a different kind of immaturity. I mean the kind where I needed to grow up and learn how to be adulting and take responsibility for my own things I should be responsible for. Yeah, that's not really putting it into words what I mean, but you know what I mean. Wednesday, I had the day off, and so I decided to think about this concept of going out and playing. So I went out and took the 360 camera out to Fellows Lake. There's a old playground there that has some neat, older style swing set, and big metal slide that's there, and even a metal merry-go-round. So I did some video of that. I actually published one of the videos of the merry-go-round, and that was a lot of fun. I was really amazed to see what the 360 camera can do on such a simple toy, just by setting it in the middle and spinning it around. It was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to doing more like that. Thursday the 12th, I also took that day off as well, just to spend some time with Jill. We had a breakfast date. We went to a place called, I think it's called the Breakfast Pub or something like that here in town, and it was wonderful breakfast. Pricey, not what I would want to pay for breakfast on a regular basis, but it was a nice date. Jill and I had a good time. Yesterday, Friday the 13th. Yeah, there were people posting things on Friday the 13th of 2020 that it, couldn't possibly be a worse day in a worse year or something, all sorts of jokes about that. There have been plenty of jokes about 2020 and how maybe 100, 1,000 years from now, they might look back on the stories about 2020 and think that maybe they're just myths because they're too ridiculously ridiculous. Yeah. So Friday, I was thinking about the fact that I wouldn't have been able to do videos like this when the kids were little, for two reasons. One, when the kids were little, we were running like crazy with job and kids little and baths, and can't even remember all the things that we had to do, but I know we were much more exhausted when the kids were smaller. Not only that, but when they were littler, the technology for video and editing and all that wasn't near as easy as it is today. So I think I probably, if I had done anything at all, well, actually, back then I did try a blog, just a plain old written blog with some pictures in it, and I don't know what happened to that. I guess I lost that. I hope I don't lose the stuff that's out here on YouTube or the files that I have on my computer. I probably ought to get those all up on like Dropbox or something, someplace where I have a chance of them lasting longer than that blog did. Food for thought. And that brings us up to today, Saturday the 14th. Today I woke up early this morning and went to a art studio with my friend Farley. Farley is a professional painter, does plein air painting, and he does all sorts of things. He did a big job for Bass Pro out in Birmingham this past week, where he was painting their roof, I think, like their logo on their roof. So he does huge jobs, and then he also is an artist that does plein air. How do you explain plein air? See, I'm not a painter, I'm a video person, so that's why he asked me to do his videos for him. What he wants to do is online classes of his teaching of painting. So he's doing these classes to a classroom of people, and I'm capturing that on video. And Farley is a fantastic teacher, so it's going to be a lot of fun putting these together for him. So today, Jill and I were just talking about the fact that this is our usual time of year for just kind of a seasonal slowdown. Baseball's over, track is over, we're moving into the holidays, days are shorter. We just kind of, energy. When the sun goes down, you start to feel like maybe it's bedtime. Since the weather's colder, we have more indoor things that we want to do. Like Ben and I today, cutting out snowflakes for just our Christmas decoration. Ben said today that he wants to have Christmas crafts to do, find something like the snowflake thing that we did today anytime that it's cold outside. And today it's cold and rainy. That's why it fit perfectly for today. So that wraps up week 46 of 2020. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.